Wow.
I am the war chief.
Hello, my friends, and welcome. We are in session once again for another Hololive reaction, and this time we have Polka's original Everblue. Now, this was also recommended to me by someone in their comments. It was his name was Sahnzilla. All right, so you asked for it, and I shall provide. I think I only saw this song in passing. Maybe I listened to it a little bit, but wasn't able to really sit down and take it in. So I relish those opportunities every time. So without further ado, let's just get right into it, shall we? And that's the nice thing about more recent originals. They tend to have CCs on them, right? So it's going to make our lyric breakdown much easier as well. So for now, let's just do our first pass. Then, you know the drill. 3, 2, 1, and... Is it playing? Oh, yeah, it is. Here we go. Just has this bit of an intro. Ooh, sounds dramatic. Everblue. So we're gonna definitely see more of that performative polka voice, right? Distortion piano. Ooh. Should the sun vanish beyond? How interesting. Huh. It's like AR, like she's still sitting within this world. I mean, she does exist within this world, but she is virtual. Kind of reminds me of Ghost, in a way, because the art direction, but this one is really directly plugged into the real world. She looks so sad. Sea with no bed, no respite. Wow. Told you, the performative voice of Polka. That part didn't even sound like she was singing. It's like she was just saying it. But she was saying it with lyrical, you know, with a flourish to it. Deeper and deeper I sink. There's something really surreal about seeing her full-on 3D model coexisting with the real world. It's very meta. Like, it keeps going through that analogy in as much as, you know, they're VTubers and they exist within our world. And you know that there are people behind these 3D models that live 2Ds and all that stuff. At the same time, their existence almost doesn't feel tangible as well. This is the kind of song that'll get you thinking, huh? Not just with the art style. Plankton, silence, and red lights. Oh. You know what this reminds me of too? Like when you see someone like this, because Polka is the life of the party. He's such a bright spirit. But you know how they say that there are some comedians who are also some of the saddest people? That's so beautiful. The sky, all those stars. Everblue. Yeah. Interesting too that the aspect ratio constantly changes. Right? Like from cinematic 16:9. Ooh, damn! Now she's bringing out that power. Oh my goodness. The silver dollar moon in the sky. They love referring to the moon. Funny, we just literally checked out Sukiakari. They love to make analogies of the moon. The world leaves me a bystander, a mere passenger. How come even the sunset, or was that the sunrise, even that looked sad? Wow. Wow, there's so much to unpack here. This is an original with 3D MV. We're gonna take it slow this time, but for those of you who are only here for the quick pass-through, thank you for dropping by. I appreciate all of you all the same. But for those of you who want the breakdown, let's get right into it. Thankfully, I don't need to open a separate lyric sheet because we got the CCs right here. Let's go! Right, here we go. So it starts off with this really interesting aspect ratio. This is like a 4:3 TV, right? Because of the black bars. And yet it constantly shifts. It's even the cinematography and the production of this an analogy? Or that might just be... Okay. We need to talk about that. Because it starts off like this. Like it sounds like it's heading towards one direction, right? Because of the instrumental, you think it's going to be some sort of dramatic ballad of some sort, right? Because you just see these faded images going in and out, and then all of a sudden, cuts to a shot in real life, and then, boom. Kills any idea you had of what this could be was killed right on the spot by how dissonant and how much chaos was in that well the chaos. It just was like sounded like a piano just and then ran through a noise filter or a distortion of some sort. Completely changes. There's no break, right? Your first impressions get destroyed. You jump right into this. It's completely different from anything you've expected from Polka, and it's very different from anything that she's done before as well. Watching the sun vanish beyond the horizon. Oh. I feel I could do the same if I just close my eyes for a moment. One moment. He disappears into the horizon too. My silly daydreaming is cut short by pings from the living. From my leaky faucet, my unfiltered mind, my blurry visage in that mirror, even the clothes fresh off my back feel cold and distant. This is a sea with no bed, no rest, no respite. Okay, so before we go into that, Everblue. Was she using blue as a color that represents sadness, right? Because blue as a color can be used to describe many things. Blue can be used for peace. It can be used to describe the ocean, right? Depth. It can be used to also describe sadness. And I feel like that's the meaning that she's sticking with here. Ever blue might as well be ever sad. And blue can also be used as a substitute to say sad. Okay, Polka jumps in with that kanaskoanai. And the way she says that is so striking because it's not sung. It's almost like she's just saying it, but she's saying it in a way that still goes with the music. Let's listen to that once again. Feel no sorrow. I feel no pain. And it's like, that's the saddest I've seen her model look, and it's not even like directly sad. It's just that, there you go, I feel no void. It's that emptiness. She's hollow. Oof. This is a heavy one. I feel like this could possibly be a trigger topic to a handful of people because, this is very much similar to, depressive symptoms and stuff like that. So definitely put the trigger topic warning in the video. Her voice. Her voice. Then, for heaven's sake, leave me alone. When she says this, and look, even the captions, because of how she's saying it, she removed all the spaces. For heaven's sake, leave me alone. As amazing as she's singing this right now, further and further I sink into depths even God can't reach. And you know what the most concerning thing is about these lyrics? This lukewarm bathtub. The most concerning thing about the lyrics is that it's saying that it's sinking deeper and deeper, but there's no resolution. There's no action taken to prevent it. There's no guarding against it. It's just, she's just letting it happen, right? I'm sinking further and further, but I'm also not doing anything about it. And that's the part when you really should be concerned. Dripping on the dry floor is a requiem to remember me by. As the world leaves me a bystander, a mere passenger. The red dripping on the floor, the first thing you'll think of is immediately blood. It's practically suicidal. Being one single soul is already too much. This world is too big, it's too broken. Cold and feeling solitude has me frozen in place. Shackled and chained, not knowing how to put an end to these dark thoughts forever plaguing me. There's only plankton, silence, and red lights. Interesting that she should say that. Because that is such an odd combination of things to say. Far beneath the surface, right? What you would normally think of as far beneath the surface, if you're talking something literal, then it's, the layers of the earth. Or just an analogy to maybe when you're buried. But far beneath the surface, it could also be something like the surface of you as a person, what's outward facing, right? And then what you have far beneath is like, those hidden, the dark thoughts that you have, those inner conflicts, those demons that you're constantly fighting. And yet, it's a bit of subversion of expectations because she jumps into and saying, plankton, silence, and red lights. Isn't it startling? You would go there. Beneath the surface, maybe it's more literal, because in water is plankton, silence, but red lights. High red lights, maybe. It really is interesting. High and out of control, offering me nowhere to go. Or wait, am I the odd one out? Leaving my numb body behind. I don't want to feel anything anymore. That's the concerning concerning level when someone really gives up on it. Everblue. This is something special, but it's also something deeply concerning. And still, she's here in the real world. so good. The way she sings it is so good and it's powerful. But it goes beyond just sadness. Darker and darker it gets. In this yet warm coffin, forsaken by the silver dollar moon in the sky. His funeral goes on, surrounded by Everblue, 6 feet under, by the Everblue. Its pale flames in the dead of night are a requiem to remember me by. The world leaves me a bystander, a mere passenger. Even probably a reference to how even when you leave the world, you're not even a footnote in the pages of history. As the door shuts on your story. You know what? Okay, something clicked with me just now, seeing that. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out on this. We started with a subversion of expectation. We thought the song was going to be one thing, ended up being another. And we opened with this, right? Just these closed lockers. Boom. Okay. At no point in the video, do we see that locker again, right? Quickly browsing through. You don't see that locker, right? That was the first and what seemed like the last time we saw it. But skip to the end. She says, the world leaves me a bystander, a mere passenger. See a sad sunrise. The fires fade out. And the song ends by closing the locker. So what this is telling me is that this is the ending. Because it ends by closing this door, right? And then we open with this. So you know what it almost reminds me of? The closing of the door is almost like something life ending. I guess in this analogy, because we're kind of going dark with it. So when that closes here, you realize that this is already the end. And we're kind of rewinding a little bit to when it was open. Essentially, to me, what's coming off as, it's almost like a suicide note. You hear the last words of the person or their last thoughts. It's an insight. It's an insight, perhaps, into the thoughts of a person before they leave the world, before they close the door. Oof. All right, so that went to a pretty dark place. And that will definitely be a trigger topic for a few people. So I am going to put a warning throughout this video. All right. Wow, that was amazing. There was so much to unpack there. I can't believe this just passed me by, because now that we do these breakdowns, so much more insight we can gain from these songs. This is an original. You only have to ask, Polka, are you okay? It seems like she is, but like we said, sometimes the comedians, the big ones with the biggest smiles, are also the ones who are saddest when alone. Right. I'll give you guys my closing thoughts, and we'll head out of here, okay? I think this song is perhaps one of the most direct PSAs we have on mental health. It really serves as a reminder for you to take care of yourselves. In as much as you could be in a similar position to, maybe you're in the perspective of the person singing this song. Like, there's, you sink deeper and deeper, and there's really no resolution that you're looking for. And at the end, it's already a closed door. But the ones that the things that people will see, it's already a closed door. And it's already over. It's already too late. You think it's one thing, but something else completely. Whew, this one actually hits home kind of hard because I feel like this song can describe a good friend of mine who is no longer with us, shall we say. So, all I'm going to tell you guys is to always take care of yourselves. Reach out if you need the help. Not to me, I'm not a licensed therapist, but reach out and find the help you need if it's necessary, of course. I don't think there's really much more else to say than that. So, despite all that, I hope you still managed to enjoy yourselves. Please let me know what you thought about in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe. And of course, recommendations are always open. If you guys want another, you know, breakdown of a song like this. With that, I would say our session is adjourned. Once again, everybody please take care of yourselves. Shout out to Sahnzilla for recommending this video once again. And I will see you guys in the next one. This is Senator War Chief signing out. Bye bye.